This week, NFL football returns. Wait, you know what? Before I even get out into song, I watch college football now. It's like I don't even know you. And not only do I watch college football, I'm going to do a live stream of college football. Okay, sorry. Now we know what this show is about. Brandon Perna going back to college.
Scope ups.
We here.
We steer
you in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grassy. That's Brandon Perna, and this is GPS. And by the way,
the S stands for SCO. SCO buffs.
There's football this weekend. I'm so happy about it.
It is crazy.
I'm so happy about it.
Yeah, we're going to talk about, something every team should be excited about heading into the season. Something to give you and your team optimism. That will be the main thing we get through today. If we do. Anytime we try to do every team, we get through like 3. We're like, oh, we just spent 40 minutes on the Titans for no reason. But I did want to talk about the Colorado Buffaloes because
there we go.
Dude, I've never seen like a story so big.
It's big. It's big. So
fast.
Yes.
And I didn't make set plans to even watch the Buffs game on Saturday. I was like, I want to try and catch some of it because it's going to be interesting. Deion's there.
Deion Sanders.
They revamped the whole program, brought in so many new players through the transfer portal. And they're playing TCU, who was in the championship game, right? They got their ass kicked by Georgia, but they were there. They were there. And Carmi and I were running some errands, so I missed like the first quarter. I had to get a new TV to watch football on. And
wait, you got a new TV?
Yeah.
Is it downstairs?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh my God! Did you actually like hook it up and it's not Wi-Fi?
No, it's still Wi-Fi, but it's
come on, Brandon!
I'm not getting a new set top from Comcast.
Oh my God!
Charge me more money.
Okay, continue. Wait, what kind of TV did you get? Yeah, post a pic. Post a pic.
Oops.
That's your hand. That's.
I know technology. Look at that. Look at that new TV.
Oh, I mean, you could have just like emailed that to yourself and uploaded it, but
no.
There you go. What
50
kind of TV
inches? I went from like a 32-inch TV that was 720p to a real TV. I was like, you know what? Last year, football is kind of getting hard to watch. I don't know if my eyes are getting bad or the TV was just small. So now I've got a real big boy TV. Anyway, I'm working out. I put that CU game on and just get into it. Just get into that football game because it was crazy. There was like no defense. So CU would score, TCU would score. Then CU would score in even crazier ways. Then TCU would score. And the Buffs beat them. It was like 45-42, a real shootout. Deion Sanders' son, Shedeur Sanders, legit was just phenomenal in that game. You've got Travis Hunter playing both ways. Offense and defense. But starting corner, starting receiver, not like he's primarily playing defense and getting some snaps in at receiver. And then they had a freshman, Dylan Edwards, just going off for 3 or 4 touchdowns. So it was like a great game. And then afterwards, Deion started talking shit to reporters, like calling them out. Anybody who like doubted them, calling them out. So it became this other big story on top of, whatever. But it was like Saturday into Sunday, my Twitter timeline was just CU Buff stuff. Like literally could scroll for pages before I found anything that wasn't a Buffs related tweet. So yeah, it was huge story. What was like, you don't follow, neither of us really follow college football.
Yeah.
But obviously you knew Deion Sanders, head coach of CU, because that was a big story. What was your perspective on it? Like, because there's this like narrative that everybody was just hating on the Buffs and everybody doubted Deion Sanders and they proved him wrong. And I feel like it's been the opposite of that here in Colorado. But I'm like, maybe I just follow it too closely, where I felt like there's a ton of optimism and people were excited that Deion was here. We're excited of all of the dudes he brought in to play football. But it shifted to this thing where it was like, nobody believed in this team and they proved all these idiots wrong. Like, was it been on your radar at all?
Yeah, so I feel like as someone who watches zero college football, the only time I watch college football is in preparation for the draft when the regular season ends. I'm like, okay, time to go look at prospects and I'll watch like tape and all that great stuff, right? But the controversy that I heard was over the portal. Like that was like the big thing, right? Because it's like, oh, like all these students are just going to like transfer to like this one place and like it's where they're going to get a ton of money. That's where like I primarily started to like hear. I was like, oh, okay. Then I heard about Deion Sanders and I got glimpses of it. Like I know that he was like overhauling the entire program. What he was doing was like controversial or, you know, kind of just very different to say the least. And so I will be very honest, like I didn't really know about the haters doubter kind of aspect from being like, oh, he's going to destroy it. Cause like, I just wasn't plugged in enough to it. But then like, I even like when I was working on Saturday, I was like, oh crap. Like I'm seeing like highlights of these games and I'm seeing like everyone talk about it. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. And then I dived into a little bit deeper and I kind of got the backstory, you know, after the fact. But then after that, I was just like, yeah, you go, Deion Sanders. Like, why not? Like, I think if you ever have a story where you have a ton of people who are just like doubt, especially if it's like younger students, because like they're kids, right? I mean, they're like 18 or 21 years old. And it's like, hey, like everybody's talking crap about you. And then you go out there and you beat TCU. Like, I don't know. I freaking love that story. That's awesome. So like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
I don't think everybody was though. Like, I think there was a good amount of optimism and they just focus on the negative things as like a motivator. And if that works, you know, go for it.
Well, I think it's that now there's the conversation, right? Where it's like, okay, so Deion at the press conference, like he started going after some people and he was just like, hey, you know, like we kept receipts because you like I think someone asked him a question. He's like, do you believe now? And the guy was like hesitant. He's like, it's just like one game. And I saw some blowback from like beat reporters. They're like, we're not supposed to be cheerleaders for the team, right? Like we're not supposed to be like, oh, you were right, Deion Sanders. You got it. Like I knew it, which is, I think there's a line, right? But if I'm Deion Sanders, like I went in and did this, yeah, talk your crap, man. Like we'll see if they're able to do it week in and week out. But like after this, like this is a big win for their program. And I don't know Colorado that well in terms of like college football. I don't think they're one of like the bigger teams that are talked about a whole lot.
They were, but they were terrible last year. They were 1-11. And
so like that's what I'm saying. Like in recent memory, they haven't been like
they haven't
great team. So yeah, just like talk your crap, man. Like I'm all about it. And I think it puts more eyes on the product, which is always, you know, a positive thing.
They haven't been good for a while. And, you know, the risk when you win like that and then you come out guns a-blazing, like talking shit right back to all your haters, like they have a big game against Nebraska this week. If they lose this week, then it's just like the backlash from all the people you were trying to silence is going to be even worse. And the transfer portal is just a wild thing with college football now because CU, I forget how many new players they got through the portal. It's an insane number. It's like 50 or 70. I don't even know what the final number was. And I think the weird part about that is it's college kids, right?
Yeah.
So in a football sense. It makes like total sense to be like, yo, we can get a better roster like that because I'm Deion Sanders. I have like that sort of sway. Yeah. But it's also, that's a bunch of kids who are going to college and CU playing ball there who have to go find other places to play. That's the weird part about it, right? But like when your team is 1-11 and you overhaul everything, like that makes sense. Like if that happened in the NFL, I'd be like, yeah, like, nothing worked. You literally got to figure out a way to be better. So you had 400-yard receivers in that game. And I think somebody said they had like 200-yard receivers all of last season. So it was like an insane sort of thing. But it was fun. And the amount of the attention was like every national football person who just mostly talks about like the NFL. They're talking about
college football now. Yeah.
So it's good for the program because that's how you make money, right? That's how colleges make money.
Yeah.
Is football. And anyway,
Were you inspired by Colorado and that's why you decided to go out there and play football and hurt yourself?
Yeah. I have eligibility left to play college because I went to an art school. So I think I have 2 years eligibility left. I went out. I injured my foot catching a pass from former Denver Bronco Cody Latimer. And now my foot is very bruised and disgusting. I will show you guys the foot for 1,000 likes.
I want to see it.
Actually, if we get 100 new subs on Jess's YouTube channel, I show you my banged up foot.
I want to see the non-banged up foot.
I'll show you both.
Just for comparison.
Dude, my catch was good, though. Okay. Cody throws the ball. I'm deep. It goes right into the sun. I can't even see the football. My eyes are burning. Yeah. I come down with it, and I just immediately twisted my ankle. Kept playing, played through it. Got home, took my shoe off. I was like, uh-oh. It is purple.
See, that's why I'm wide receiver 1, because when it's a sunny day, not only are they blinded by the sun, but they're blinded by the reflection of me. Yeah, so they just can't see anything within like a good 3-foot radius. So
500 for feet.
That is true. That is the going price for feet. That is true. That is accurate.
Yeah.
It's true.
So.
It's true. All right, let's talk about...
my last big announcement, Tom, and then we'll get into football. We've talked quite a bit about this, right? Carmi pissing and pooping outside.
Did she go in the toilet?
We're 85% of the way there. Since Thursday, she has been peeing on the toilet. Okay?
Wait.
In the toilet.
Okay.
In the bathroom. Jess and I went to dinner last night with Carmi. She went pee in the restaurant bathroom. So we're good. Still pooping outside. But pee inside. We are peeing inside. We're an inside peeing family.
Okay. All right. So in that case.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What happened? What changed? Because I know like the toilet was like, I don't know.
We just said like we can't go outside anymore.
Oh.
Like, like real simple thing. Like it is not an option. Just said, put your foot down. Be like, sorry. Door is locked. You cannot pee on the grass. The grass is dying. I was like, if we have to tell her the police told us we can't do it, we will go that far. But she was cool. She was like, okay, I can't go out there anymore. Let's do it.
Okay. So I think what's better is like, I'm not hoping for this because I'm hoping that it all works out. But just for the comedy of it all, how great would you like? We're talking December, right? It is cold. Yeah. And Tommy's like, all right. She's like getting dressed. She's like putting on the big winter coat. And it's like, gotta go take care of business outside.
Yeah, that's the funny. Like,
it's gonna get cold,
Carmi. Getting so good at it. We just basically let her outside like a dog. Like, she's like, I just have to pee. I can do it by myself. So we just open the sliding glass door, let her go out. She goes and pees, comes back. She's like, oh my God. All right, this gotta stop. This is getting too comfortable. Too comfortable around here.
You're just like, okay, Carmi. Yep. Okay. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep. Go ahead. Okay. All right.
Yep. Just 3 years old outside peeing.
That is, that's.
It's like if you're a parent, basically you feel like every time you feel like you're doing something right, you got something else going on that you feel like you're totally failing your child. So that's kind of where we were with outside. Like it was a victory at first
because it wasn't in the house.
God. And now we're almost there. Still pooping outside, but
yeah, still pooping outside.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
I mean, maybe she just has it right, to be honest. Like, again, I haven't pooped outside. It's just a wiping thing. That's like,
yep.
That's the challenging part.
So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Let's talk about, speaking of poop, let's talk about the positive things about every single NFL team. Had this idea today because, like, there's still ongoing stories. Of course, Nick Bosa, we still haven't heard anything, which now it's like, okay, it's getting a little warm in here. Chirs Jones reportedly not going to practice. Andy Reid was asked about it, and Andy Reid basically was just like, I'm going to focus on the guys that are here. Like, that's basically the answer that he gave. I'm imagining Chirs Jones is not going to be back for...
Andy Reid's like, I don't even think about the defense, guys. Come on.
That is true. That is true.
Luckily we don't have babysitters.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But let's talk about it. Let's rock and roll. What team you want to start? What division you want to start with, my friend?
I want to start with the mystery pick'em offer from our friends over at Underdog Fantasy, Tom.
Okay. Hold on. You want to see something super sexy?
Yeah. New customer offer. Mystery pick'em special. Plus, as always, you get your $100 deposit. Look at that disclaimer. I think this has the disclaimer on it.
This has a longer disclaimer.
Longer. What's longer, shorter? So you stumbled on the Underdog site-wide offer last week. Yeah, you were in jail. And Patrick Mahomes this week for existing customers. So you don't even have to be a new one. Patrick Mahomes in the pick'em games, he's at a half a point. So if he scores one, is it yard? It's a half a yard. So
it's half a yard. Yeah, I already picked it.
If Mahomes has a yard or more, you win that pick'em. That's part of a 5-pick pick'em.
I'm going to cry.
If you're currently with Underdog, just go do a pick'em game. Take advantage of that Mahomes one because it's a freebie. Now, new customers, when you sign up, you got to use our code GPS. And when you make your first deposit, you got to make the deposit. You get a mystery pick'em special. So it'll be some random player with some easy stat line that they are definitely going to hit. That'll be your freebie, part of your pick'em. So sign up now this week before the game starts. You got to do it now. You got to use our code GPS. And you'll get that mystery player. And I want to know who the mystery players are. And I think Colorado's still kind of weird because I haven't received that Patrick Mahomes one, but ours are still the fantasy points.
Yeah, so you're not going to get it probably because it's not fantasy.
There's these offers, and then Colorado's kind of halfway in. We kind of get them.
Which is so interesting. Like, Colorado is so ahead of a bunch of things.
It is. So anyway, you got to sign up for that. It's this week before the game.
About that. That's sad.
And,
I saw he was in hospice. Yeah, that was because I did that on whatchamacall? What's today? Friday. Yeah, because I saw that. So that's a new thing every week. So easy money, bam, bam, bam. Okay.
Whoa.
Did it. All right, you ready, buddy?
Yeah.
Why don't we start with your division?
AFC West?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
All right.
Broncos, easy.
All right, so in case you're just joining us, what we're doing, we are going to, even no matter how difficult it is, a legit reason for every single team to be excited for this season. Even the worst of the worst, there's got to be one thing. And so we'll start off with the AFC West. Start off with the Broncos, Brandon. What are you excited about for the Denver Broncos this year?
Competence at the head coaching position, Tom. If anybody says anything other than Sean Payton, they're missing the point. I hope 0. But honestly, I think I'm going to lean into it. And even if the Broncos aren't the worst team that week, maybe I can find a different team that had the worst game I've ever seen. So we'll see. But yeah, Sean Payton calling an offense that is conducive to Russell Wilson's strengths, an offense that scores more than like the least amount of points this year per game will be huge. What did they? I don't even remember what the Broncos finished at. 16 points per game, and that was after a couple inflated weeks the last two games of the year. You should be able to do pick'ems. I don't know how. Look, every state's got weird rules, and you got to apply for licenses. I don't know how it all works.
So you're saying competent coaching, finally?
Yeah, competent coach. That's the biggest thing you should be excited about.
Okay.
Like Vic Fangio was kind of a competent coach, but he only cared about the defense and just brought in the man who I'm assuming is rotting away in solitary confinement in a prison somewhere in Pat Shurmur to be his guy. And we were cycling through QB. So Russ, looking for a bounce back year, top 12 quarterback, Sean Payton, offense is good. Injuries still scare me. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing I'm not excited about. Injuries outside of our control. Historically, we're terrible. They're already piling up a little bit. Those are the two things.
All right.
What do you go? Are you gonna do a team and then I do a team?
Yeah, I think we just go back far. I'll go with the Kansas City Chiefs. Reason for excitement? You've already made the playoffs. Reason for concern? Your schedule's like a little tougher this year. Maybe you don't get the number 1 overall seed. Like that's the best I got. They are facing some like really good opponents. And you know, they can be beaten in the regular season. Look at the Colts. But yeah, that's literally like the only Chris Jones is a concern, but as we've talked about, I mean, he's even said, like, even if he doesn't come back for the first 8 weeks, all right, they're fine. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, oh no, what are they going to do? Lose 3? The Chiefs could be like the number 7 seed. I don't think it's going to happen because they're going to win the division. So let's just say they're down at the 4th seed. They go all the way down 4. They're still going to win some playoff games. You know what I mean? Like, it's at this point where I don't know, like, as long as you have that trio of Kelsey, Mahomes, Reed, they're fine. Yeah,
they're the one team where their defense could be a lot worse, and they're not going to lose many more games.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, I think Chiefs fans should also be excited about either like Sky Moore or Kadarius Toney kind of emerging as that, you know, second viable target in the receiving game.
Well, they're talking about Sky Moore.
It would help or hurt Patrick Mahomes if his brother is in jail this year.
Ooh.
Is it less of a distraction, out of sight, out of mind? I can focus on football.
You know what I think?
Oh God, I got to keep paying all of his legal fees.
Brandon, no, I think you got to be smart about this. Sure. Listen, you could be the guy who starts the rumor. Are you ready?
Sure.
So, did you ever finish quarterback?
No.
Okay. So in quarterback, I don't know if you got this far. Patrick Mahomes, they were building a new house. Yeah. Brand new house. Gonna have like an aquarium in it. It was like this whole big crazy thing.
He built like a 70,000 square foot home in Missouri for like $9.
Yeah. I think it might have been $11 with tax. Yeah. So what you do is if the Chiefs or Mahomes start struggling, you start putting the rumor out there. It's because somebody, right? Somebody buried a Broncos jersey in the foundation of Patrick Mahomes' house.
Oh.
And so it's cursing the Chiefs.
I like
and
that.
So it's going to drive Patrick Mahomes crazy. He's going to start digging up the foundation, right? He's going to be so focused on finding that jersey, which again, you spread the rumor, that it's going to throw him off his game. And then maybe the Broncos have a shot at beating them for the first time in what, like 14 years?
No.
It's only like 7 years. It's 7 years. Yeah, it's only 7 years. It's only 7. Yeah. So I'm just saying, you could start that rumor.
Okay. Whose jersey is it?
Brock Osweiler.
Man, if Brock Osweiler got to play with Andy Reid, he'd be just as good as Patrick Mahomes.
Hmm?
All right. I'm going to go Chargers because I don't think I could be nice to the Raiders.
I figured. Yeah.
The Chargers, something they should be excited for this season. Oh man. Can I even be nice to the Chargers?
You can do it. Come on. It's so easy.
Okay. I think it's rookie receiver, Quentin Johnston.
Quentin Johnson?
Yeah, like they've got two good receivers, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. Both of them hurt on and off last year, right? Bring in a rookie who I think can make an immediate impact. What? Cameo?
I forgot to tell you. This is actually like really big, and I totally forgot about it. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to interrupt the entire show for this. So this past weekend, I had to pull it up. I'll try to get it up. This past weekend, I actually got an email from the Chiefs because of what happened during 30 and 30 and the fact that they didn't let me in. And Andy Reid actually sent me like a little video message.
Oh, wow. Holy crap.
Yeah. So hot. To continue doing things, I gotta find it and like access it. So I gotta, because
they are definitely cursed.
Yeah.
They are definitely cursed.
Hold on. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Okay.
You said
Chargers. Quentin Johnston. They got another weapon in the passing game. We will see if Kellen Moore helps transform that offense, brings back Justin Herbert to being fully loaded. And Justin Herbert just, not playing most of the season, hopefully with broken ribs like he did last year or broken cartilage, whatever it was. I think that will make him better. And maybe they just stay healthy on defense. It feels like, and I hate saying this, maybe this is the season the Chargers actually perform to the offseason hype.
Careful. Don't. This is the one offseason I haven't hyped them up because every year I do, they disappoint me. I said they were going to win every offseason. I just can't. But they didn't win the offseason.
Rashawn Slater being back. Actually, dang, that's a huge one, man.
Yep.
One of the best tackles in the game. That is going to help.
Yep.
I do hope this is Austin Eckler's last year there. Come home to Colorado, Austin. We miss you. We miss you here.
Do you, though? Do you?
Yeah. Western State, Colorado alum. Some call it Wasted State because they drink a lot up there in the mountains. Gunnison, Colorado.
Okay. And then what'd you say was the concern?
They're the Chargers. That's just the concern.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, real quick, like Joe Lombardi not being there, I think like that's a reason for excitement. I'm not really sold on Kellen Moore. I'm excited to see Justin Herbert actually just move the ball down the field and not just check down because that's just boring. It's just it seems like you have like training wheels on a Bugatti. Like that's where it is.
I'd say Brandon Staley's the concern. Like, I don't think he's a coach who everybody was like, "Oh, this guy's a genius." To and now we're like, I don't know if he's any good. Yeah. So Staley, it's a make or break year for him.
Yeah, I mean,
then the Raiders.
The Raiders. Okay, this is going to be tough. Reason for excitement.
Ooh, I actually know this. It's Aiden O'Connell if Jimmy G goes down.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Okay, yeah, I like that.
Replace the most devastatingly handsome quarterback in the NFL with the one with the courage to wear one of the ugliest mustaches in the league. Love it.
I like it. Concern? Your head coach.
Yeah.
Your head coach, Josh. The direction of your organization. Josh Jacobs is probably defense. Last year. You're probably going to finish close to last within the division. Just some concerns. I mean, Jimmy G, I think is fine. Like it's fine. It's just not going to move the needle at all. So yeah.
I mean, let's see if that defense is good, right? Like it needs to live up to the hype. It didn't last year. They made big splash moves with Chandler Jones, and outside of putting Mac Jones in his grave, there's a lot to be desired.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, I wanted to pull up. I'll make this a little easier. I'll do a little visual action.
Show me this video.
No, I still have to pull that up. I'm attempting to find it in my email. It's been a weekend, my friend. Yeah. Okay, so you want to just stay at the AFC and just go south?
Yeah, let's go
We're
AFC
gonna go
South.
like
Look
all
at that.
along the
Nice,
way.
dumb highlighting. Great highlighting, Tom.
Well, go highlight yourself then. Yeah, highlight yourself. Highlight yourself. Yeah, fine. Yeah, fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, fine. Highlight yourself. Highlight yourself. I was just trying to provide some visual aid. Okay, some visual learners out there.
Felt like your visuals gave me AIDS.
What?
Yeah. I felt like your visuals gave me AIDS.
This did it.
That was fine, but when you highlighted it, dear God.
There you go. All right, so let's go with the AFC South. You want to start with the Jaguars, or are you?
Look at that. Look at that nice visual aid. Actually,
All right, so we're not going. Yeah, I was gonna pull that up, but then it's not by division anymore.
That's okay. Arizona Cardinals. Easy.
Yeah, you poop. Hey, you can't. You poop your pants. All right, Mr. Poopy Pants. You don't.
You know
you
what?
don't get to.
You know how many people talked about pooping
Thanks,
their pants
Kermit.
in my Patreon hangout after that? A lot.
I would imagine too many.
Everybody was sharing stories.
I would
Except for Kirsten, who was like, I have no idea what you guys are
She's
talking
like,
about.
I don't
This
know
is
why
weird."
you guys poop your pants so much. I'll find it. I'll have it ready for the next GPS. I don't want to
All
waste too much time. Okay, so now we're just saying screw the divisions.
Yeah, look at this nice visual aid.
Again, I was gonna have it, but then it's not by. It's
And I
fine.
was like, let me start with the two dumbest bird teams. Cardinals, Ravens. Remember when I hated birds and Falcons? Good God. Bird teams. My bold prediction, none of the bird teams will be in the postseason. There you go. See, we can confirm. Kirsten has never pooped in her pants as an adult.
Yeah, Cardinals, a positive. There's only 18 weeks in a season.
Ah, yeah.
Right?
Should have the first overall pick.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is looking actually like the hype. So,
dude, there's some throws. I think you tweeted about that, right? You're like, oh crap, maybe he is like a bit of Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes.
Throw.
There's some crazy things that that he was doing, and I was like, oh damn, okay, all right.
Dude, I think it was Dan Orlovsky who was like, he's kind of like if you smash together Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts.
It's like, and the Cardinals are like, sorry, Kyler.
Or maybe it was Lamar Jackson. It's like, why don't you just say he's as good as those guys? Like, I don't know if he's better than those dudes, but like, yeah, he's making plays that you're like, oh yeah, that'll translate.
So for me, like, that's always why it's difficult for me to get into college football. Because, like, I know we weren't supposed to go back to college football, but like that Colorado game, didn't like their QB have like 500 yards?
Yeah, Shedeur Sanders, 510 passing yards, set a school record.
I was like, that's crazy. So does like defense just not exist? Like
defense was horrible for both teams in that game. Yeah,
like that. I just find that a lot. Yeah. I think there was one team that lost like 73-0. Like that. I think was it Arkansas State?
Yeah.
Right, like 73-0. And I was just, I see those things, and I'm like, all right, like it's whatever. Like there's like there has to be like a little defense, like a little bit, just a little bit.
But Sanders was making real throws. You know what I mean? Like obviously some of those plays are wide open, but a lot of them were just dimes. Damn.
Like that's a lot. Like 81's a lot. It's a lot of points.
The Cardinals' biggest concern is actually not being bad enough at this point. Like, oh no, we won a couple games. That's a problem. So winning is their biggest concern.
So I think it's that Kyler Murray contract. Like I know they could move. It's just a lot of guaranteed money. Like it is a lot. So if they are as bad as everybody is expecting them to be, and they are the first overall pick, like it's decision time, baby. Like it's not going to be an easy choice, because then you're going to potentially have to find somebody to offload Kyler Murray to.
Would any team trade for Kyler?
That's a great question.
Don't know.
Is there a team out there that could use his skills and talent? Sure. Are they willing to take on that contract for it? I don't know. Because like you could see, like I'm seeing Vikings in the chat and stuff like that. It's going to be a big cap hit. Like that's a big contract to take on.
If Jordan Love is bad, Kyler Murray will be the Packers quarterback.
That's no. Why would you? All right,
Baltimore Ravens. What should you be excited about?
They have wide receivers, which is a big one. But the bigger one, besides no wide receivers, is Greg Roman going bye-bye. I know Baltimore Ravens fans are incredibly excited about that. So no more Greg Roman. You have actual depth at wide receiver. And then I think the concern, it's always going to be the same thing every year. It's going to be health, in which the Ravens are just constantly a team that can't stay healthy. I know that they got new like strength and conditioning coaches, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah, like that is a concern. The guy you brought in, like Zay Flowers, I think could be good. Like I'm excited to see him, but OBJ, I know you are very hesitant on OBJ because coming off another major injury, he's a bit older, but yeah, Ravens, I think that they have really good potential, but they are hindered by that risk of injury, which just seems higher for them.
I think they should be a little is J.K. Dobbins going to be playing? I know he's healthy, but now there's the contract stuff. He'll be ready to go, right? Can they be excited about J.K. Dobbins?
I just want Dobbins and Gus the Bus. I wanted to see that dynamic duo like take over the league for like so many years, but
all right.
Didn't happen.
Falcons should be worried about the fact that they played Desmond Ridder almost none this preseason. Did he play one series? Was that all? Second year QB who started one game. You got him no reps in the preseason. He's the least known, least talked about quarterback probably heading into this season. And hopefully the practice was good. Hopefully the practice was good for Desmond Ridder, but whether or not he's the real deal is probably their biggest concern. But optimistically, could lead the league in rushing. Bijan Robinson, Tyler, Cordero Patterson, just get them all the balls all the time.
Yeah.
They could be a very boring team that just runs the football so well. Maybe they're in the hunt in a shit division.
Yeah, I think they will. Yeah.
Bills, what do you got, Tom?
The Bills, the excitement, you have a healthy Josh Allen. I mean, that's probably like the most exciting thing. Concern is that while you have been like the cream of the crop for the past few years in the AFC East, your division got better. So I would say like the Dolphins, they got better. The Jets definitely got better. The Patriots, I think, just by bringing Bill O'Brien will have gotten better. So that I think is the bigger issue because they were like, I would argue that they were like the powerhouse in that division for a bit. And then I think now they're just going to have some more competition.
Yeah, I think their concern is, Von Miller starting on the PUP list.
Yep.
When is he going to be back? And is he going to be as good as he was when he left off? And I would never bet against Von, but he is getting older. And those injuries are harder to come back from. So his health, and I think it's not just his health, but we saw how important he was to the defense. You know what I mean? So they need him to be right to make that defense, I think, truly competitive as a Super Bowl contender. But yeah, with Josh Allen, you're not going to worry about much. Their biggest foe. Hold on.
No, I was going to ask you because I was thinking about this. So I did power rankings last night. I recorded it late. And I was talking about the Bengals and the Bills because they're both on it. And the Bengals, they have interesting problems, both the Bengals and the Bills, because it seems like the Chiefs, because they have like that triforce of Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, they'll be fine regardless. It just seems for the Bengals, this year is pivotal for them. Because this is likely the last year that they're going to be able to have all of those weapons together. Because those contracts are going to start coming in and they're going to be big.
Yeah.
So I got you. I got to find it. I think it's in the wash actually. But like this is, I don't want to say it's a 1 year window because they're gonna have Joe Burrow, right? So they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be competitive. But having like Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, like Joe Mix, like all those guys together, I don't know how long they're going to be able to keep all of them under contract. One. And then that got me thinking about the Bills, because the Bills, like I like the Dalton Kincaid draft. Like I like that pick, but it usually takes a while for a tight end to kind of get, acclimated. Did the Bills get significantly better to get them over the hump? Because I'm starting to worry about the window of the Bills. And again, they have Josh Allen, so I think they're always going to be competitive, like Joe Burrow and whatever. But
I'm not worried about the window. I think like you do a reset year as like your worst case scenario if you're the Bills or you're the Bengals. Like, oh, money's coming to haunt us. We gotta take a little bit less in talent one season before we kind of write our books and then go back to trying to go all in for a guy. But like until Burrow or Josh Allen show any signs of slowing down, I'm not worried. That's a luxury to be in.
All right. Panthers, yeah, buddy.
Optimism. Hey, you first overall pick. You traded up for Bryce Young. Like, if it's anything other than that, I don't know what you're excited about. Frank Reich getting another shot at head coach. Bryce Young's his guy. Like it. And I think there's no expectations this year, really, for the Panthers. They want to see Bryce Young play well.
Yes.
But kind of like the Bears last year, it doesn't really matter how many games they win. They just need to see that this is their guy. And I think they're going to. I think Bryce Young's going to have a nice career in the league.
Get concerned.
No wide receivers. Your wide receivers is not impressive.
Yeah, Mingo might be pretty good. Offensive line is, I think, the biggest concern for the Panthers of just like keeping Bryce Young upright. I think that's going to be slightly difficult.
And no, I did not say smell like pregnancy for my wife. I have a 3-year-old kid. We don't want more pregnancies in this home.
In this home.
Answer that super chat.
Bengals, optimism. I mean, you still do have all those weapons. They're going to be crazy this year. You're in a, you're in a tough division. You're in the AFC, but they'll still be fine because of Joe Burrow. Concern, maybe that's secondary. They lose guys like Jesse Bates. Like maybe that secondary is a little bit of a concern. And then the only other concern I would say is like, I think they're going to be in a really competitive division.
Yeah. You got to be healthy. I think the healthiest team from that division wins it, but
yeah. I don't think no. The Bears. There you go, Perna. You could take that one.
Optimism? I know like the easy answer is Justin Fields. I think it's DJ Moore, who already has shown like just a quick pass, short pass, he can turn into a touchdown.
Yes.
So I think you want to see Justin Fields take that next step as a passer. We already know he can tear up defenses running the ball, but I think getting him some easy throws and easy targets that turn into big gains for Chicago. And it looks like they're going to do that. And I use the Chiefs as an example because we already know Patrick Mahomes can make every throw there is, but that's an offense so well designed that they give him so many layups that they become just another level of good. And I think if you're a Bears fan, it's seeing some of that and adding like DJ Moore with Darnell Mooney. And it's like, maybe the Bears offense becomes multifaceted versus, they're just going to run on us. So,
yeah. No, I think DJ Moore is something I like. Darnell Mooney a lot. I really like him as a receiver, but yeah, like he just needs to we'll see how he is as a passer, but he has the weapons to do so, which is good.
Yeah. We'll see where that defense is at. Hopefully it's better. They spent a lot on linebackers and I just don't know. Defense needs to be solid. Doesn't have to be the best defense. It's like whoever's defense is actually better. I think like between the Vikings and the Bears, that's going to help propel propel them to actually be viable for that number 2 spot in the NFC North. I think the Packers defense obviously is already there, but
Yeah. Browns optimism. You have a really solid football team. You have arguably the best running back in the league. Defense is solid. Offensive line is good. You have Amari Cooper, and if Deshaun Watson is good, you're rocking. The concern is you don't know if Deshaun Watson is good, and if he's bad, it is going to get ugly in Cleveland. Like if
their concern is Deshaun Watson not being good.
Yeah, literally, that is their number 1 through 32. Like that, those are the list of concerns. It all is Deshaun Watson, because if he is honestly, like, even if he's mediocre, like that's gonna look really bad. So
if he's average, they're stupid. If he's bad, he has to be a top 5 QB.
Yeah, if he's not, they're screwed.
Yep.
So fun times.
I think for the Bears, real quick,
yeah.
Something they should be a little concerned about is just the overall level of optimism their fan base has.
I have said this, like, it's funny because I recorded every NFL fans reaction before this, and I was just like, Bears fans, and you did, which is fine. You could do it. Bears fans talked a lot, and I thought I was just hearing it like as a Packers fan. I was like, okay, like it makes sense within the division, but then Tree is like, oh no, they are talking the talk. And like, I'm talking to other creators who are like, yeah, like I have nothing to do with the bet, but they're talking. So I'm going to say, you better hope that week 1 check, you hope it's cash, because, oh boy, yeah, I'm telling you, if the Packers beat the Bears, yeah, I'm in my villain era, baby.
Mm-hmm. Cowboys fans should be excited about. I think the Cowboys are going to be fine. I'm not a Cowboy hater, right? I think Dak's good. I think he's a little over-criticized. I'm going to say Brandon Cooks. I
like that.
Just the receiving game, I think, obviously, they lost Amari Cooper last season. CeeDee Lamb's, he can be the number 1 dude. We know that. But they didn't have that second guy there. And I think Brandon Cooks being there, and I think Michael Gallup, a year of playing through, after his injury, I think he could be back to full form. So they should have a more dynamic receiving game. Zeke's gone. It's going to be Tony Pollard. And then the, preseason's biggest hero, Deuce Vaughn. I think they'll be improved there. Concern, it's still going to be, to me, it's still Mike McCarthy. He's good, and sometimes he's not good. I just don't know consistently if he's the type of coach that keeps your team a step ahead of everybody else. But yeah, you're at his mercy. He's calling the plays this year. That's a big change. So we'll see. We'll see how that translates.
And I think like the Cowboys are going to be good. I don't know if they're going to be good enough to beat the Eagles in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think they'll make the playoffs because the NFC is trash, but I don't know. But that's not enough anymore.
Yeah. No, we already did the Broncos. So,
I got the Lions. Lions, reason for excitement. I mean, there's a lot of them. I mean, you have the most publicity and eyes on the team in a good long while. There's legit expectations to win the division. There's expectations to go to the postseason and to have like a really good, solid squad. Concern? I mean, everything that I just said, because I think the Lions have, like, I really feel like they have embraced, and it was really with Jamal Williams too, but they've embraced that mentality of like, the refs crap on us every single time and nobody cares. The league craps on us. We got 0 primetime games last year. They got 0 primetime games except for the Sunday Night Football game that got flexed in there, right? And then it's like, okay, you're not under the radar anymore. You are the season opening game against the defending Super Bowl champs. So I would say that one is a really big concern. And sports books.
Ooh, this bet's too good to pass up.
That's
Jared Goff.
That's Jared Goff.
Honestly, my biggest concern for the Lions is that they're going to be cursed because they were too stupid to keep Jamal Williams. I love the Lions. They will be my third favorite team this season. But them fucking idiots letting Jamal Williams go is so fucking stupid that I got to use the F word twice in that sentence, Tom. Twice. Now, Jahmyr Gibbs, probably going to be fine. Nobody will even be thinking about Jamal Williams because he's going to be so good. But didn't like that one bit. No, and I don't like when the team I like makes me upset. Houston Texans, something to be optimistic about. You think I'm going to say CJ Stroud? You think I'm going to say that? No. It is your head coach, D'Amico Ryans.
Oh, I thought you were saying concern for a second. I was like, what? Got it.
No. I think they've got a good head coach for the first time since before they allowed Bill O'Brien to start being a GM as well. So I think they found their head coach. I think that will pay dividends. Maybe not immediately, but they should be more of a respectable team. I don't think people are going to be talking about the Texans a lot this year, and that's ultimately a good thing. They just like the Panthers, they're a year out. I also like Will Anderson. I love that they made an aggressive move to go get who is arguably the best edge rusher in the league. After JJ Watt left, their defense just has not been that fun. So hopefully he brings a little bit of excitement to that defense. And Will Anderson, head coach, then CJ Stroud, who I think will start to look good after halfway through the season.
Mm-hmm. I hope Pierce tears it up, man. I like Pierce a lot. I drafted him a lot. Packers, nice and there you go.
I am lower on the Packers.
It's fine. I got to talk about the Packers. Okay.
Don't forget, guys. You got to take advantage of this now. Your mystery pick'em. If the mystery pick'em player was a Packer, who do you think it would be, Tom? I would think it'd be Aaron Jones for.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Jones.
Over a half a rushing yard.
Maybe Jonesy or Watson.
Ooh.
Yeah, Watson's going to get a good amount of looks. Packers, optimism. You talk about Christian Watson. If Romeo Doubs is healthy, like that defense, we've invested so much in it, should be good. The offensive line is really exciting. We have running backs. And I'm also just happy, like the expectations are pretty low. Like the Packers are very much flying under the radar right now as much as they can. And then the concern is that the defense doesn't put it together again, because then it's like, okay, something actually needs to happen after this season with this defense. Cause like something needs to change because we can't just keep doing this over and over again. And then the other concern is that Aaron Rodgers doesn't play 65% of the snaps. Like other than that, because even if the Packers are like not good, we're likely going to have 2 first-round picks. Like I personally think the Packers are likely to have a winning record. I think that offensive line, if Jordan Love is just even like above average, I think there's a strong enough team that they could do well. But the concern is like there's a ton of inexperience on that team. There's a ton of inexperience. So that's probably the scariest thing.
I'll take the Colts. This is so easy. It's Anthony Richardson. That's what you're excited about. It's Anthony Richardson, Anthony Richardson, Anthony Richardson, and Anthony Richardson. Yeah. Thing you should be concerned about. Literally everything else that your team does. Everything. Your dumbass owner, your coward of a GM right now who can't stand up to that owner, who can't make shit work with Jonathan Taylor. I don't know if your defense is any good. I don't even know if your offensive line is any good anymore. But Anthony Richardson, dang, if he balls out, he might be the greatest quarterback of all time playing on that roster. Okay? Playing on that team this year. I'm exaggerating a little bit, obviously, Colts fans. But I think you got the most exciting, the best rookie QB. I just wish I felt like that organization was going to make more correct moves going forward, and I just don't know if they will.
Fair enough.
Then that takes us to the Rams. Oof. It's
Reason
in the
for
rundown. I know what the concern is, Tom.
Yeah, no, reason for optimism. you're still within the window that you can claim, hey, we got a ring, so it's okay. That's the optimism. The concern, Matthew Stafford is seen as a 95-year-old in the locker room. Cooper Kupp is probably not going to be ready for week 1. I don't know if that offensive line got significantly better, and I don't even know what the future of your franchise looks like in terms of just like overlook. Not great, but you have a first-round pick next year, so yay.
Nobody wants to change my catheter. I can't relate to these players. Where's my blood pressure medication and my shingles medication? I can't relate to the kids.
I love how literally in a 2-year span, Matthew Stafford has turned into a 95-year-old man just from all the reports. And it's just like, okay, my man got the ring Stafford,
though. But he needs Cooper Kupp. And Cooper Kupp's leg is more messed up than my foot. So, Jags. Oh my God. Yes. Dude, give me the Jags and the Lions in the Super Bowl, and I will die of joy. Hi, teams. Are the Jags overhyped at this point? Are people too high on the Jags, Tom?
Yes, but I still am all aboard that hype train. What I said in the Every Fans, I said they're the only cat team that's going to benefit this year from a player gambling.
Ooh, nice. What a line. What a line. Trevor Lawrence. Exciting. I'm working on this for my power rankings, but I think maybe a guy to keep an eye on in Jacksonville, Trayvon Walker.
Okay. First overall pick. You got to hope.
First overall pick was not worth the hype last year. Did not live up to the hype last year, right? Started out pretty good, and then it was just like, yeah, he's good, but he's not a game changer.
Yeah.
The whole knock on him was he's a little raw. He needs a little time to marinate, right? And then maybe his athleticism is worth that gamble. So after a season under his belt, maybe he is the guy that actually starts to take their defense to that next level. They got Josh Allen on the other side, and hopefully he's so good that it affects the entire trajectory of their defense. So I'm a little excited about an under-the-radar defense possibly. I think they've got a lot of question marks there, but if he is as good as a number 1 overall pick should be, that could be a huge boost to a team. I don't want to state the obvious. Calvin Ridley, yeah, we think he's going to be good. Trevor Lawrence should be a little bit better, but maybe he's the X factor there. Makes him good.
Vikings, you have Justin Jefferson, Addison when he eventually, takes the field. Like, you have some weapons. That offense, I know they lost like Dalvin Cook and Thielen, but Cook, I think, is going to be the bigger loss. I think Madison is still a good running back. Thielen was getting older. But the defense, like, positive is you brought in Brian Flores. So I think like it's going to be better than the garbage that it was last year. Concern is that this is likely Kirk Cousins' last year as your QB. And I don't really know where they go from here. So I don't think that they're good enough to win it all. I think they could make the playoffs again, but like I don't think they're doing significant things this year.
Plus, if the Vikings defense is bad and they lose a lot of games, Brian Flores can just be like, well, they were trying to pay me to tank. So
yeah,
he's got it built in out.
Saints, baby.
You know why I would be concerned if I was the Vikings? The NFL has leaned into shirtless Kirk Cousins. And I think you can't acknowledge that what you did is funny like that. I think once you double down on that angle, it's going to backfire. I just think they're primed for Kirk Cousins to just big Kirko. I don't like it.
That's fair.
Oh, yeah. We talked about Chiefs, talked about Raiders, talked about Chargers. We're on to the Saints. Yep. Reason for concern? I don't know if your head coach, Dennis Allen, is head coach material. Very good defensive guy. Right next to him are the Raiders. Failed with the Raiders. He's in year 2. We'll see. Other than that, I feel like the Saints are pretty optimistic. You got Derek Carr, so you have your quarterback. You're in a division that's very winnable. Alvin Kamara is going to be – his suspension was as minimal as you could have hoped for.
Yep.
You got Chris Olave. You don't even need Michael Thomas to be good on your offense at this point. You got Jamal Williams. A lot of optimism there. Take the Giants, Tom. Give me the Giants. Smack me in the face with the Giants.
Giants, you got people to actually throw the ball to. You got Hyatt. You traded for Darren Waller, so you actually have some receivers now. So some weapons. That's good. Saquon Barkley came back at least for 1 year. Concern, you just gave a contract to Daniel Jones, which you can get out of, right? But you gave him a contract, and the concern is now with these expectations, he doesn't improve as much as you would like to see because he reduced his interceptions. Now you got to hope that that number stays low and he's throwing more touchdowns because, I mean, it was kind of like a pedestrian year for any other quarterback. But for Daniel Jones, it was an improvement, which I'm not taking that away from him. But yeah, you gotta wait and see about good old DJ.
Eagles, Super Bowl hangover. That's always the biggest concern.
Sure.
Other than that, I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe that taking everybody from Georgia isn't the best plan.
I think the biggest concern is like, okay, because I think they are going to be favorites to go back to the Super Bowl, right? In the NFC.
Yeah.
Can they win it though? Can they beat whoever the AFC sends over? I think honestly, that's your biggest concern as an Eagles fan.
Yeah. I think maybe their biggest concern is just an injury to Jalen Hurts. Like if he's healthy, I just don't see. I don't see a way you really slow down that team. Their offensive line's too good. He hurt his shoulder late last year. Thought he dislocated it or broke his collarbone or something. He's tough. He plays physical, and when you play that way, sometimes you're a little bit more prone to getting injured. But like Jalen Carter they lost Hargrave, but I don't even think they're going to skip a beat. So we'll see.
There you go. Dolphins. I mean, we all know the biggest concern is Tua's health. Like that is the easiest and biggest one. Hope that secondary can get along until Ramsey comes back as well. And then for optimism, if Tua is healthy, you guys have one of the scariest offenses in the league. Also concerned too, your division did get better. Yeah. So again, you still have to deal with the Bills and Jets. But
I'd be concerned that they don't think Jalen Waddle's worth Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, that's of course. We didn't skip over the AFC West. We did it before. We did it earlier.
Yeah, we did. We started with the AFC West. Patriots. Biggest concern. McCorkle Jones is not the guy.
Skip the 49ers?
Huh?
You skipped the 49ers.
I just went straight down the Patriots.
Okay.
The 49ers, your biggest concern is these two have the same concern.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, McCorkle Jones. Both guys who looked very good as rookies. Purdy got hurt. Let's see if he's the answer. I believe he is. If he's healthy, if he plays the way he was playing last season, 49ers are fine. Same with McCorkle Jones. Who do you think, if you had to bank on one guy, Tom, McCorkle or Purdy, who are you putting your money on?
Purdy. That's easy. I think he's just in a better situation. Like I like Bill O'Brien coming back for the Patriots. But yeah, no, I think Purdy is already he is surrounded by insane talent. Yeah. So I think he'll be able to do well. And he's already shown that he could be successful in that system. We're going to see how Mac Jones does with Bill O'Brien.
Yeah, the other concern for the 49ers is they don't get a deal done with Nick Bosa.
Yeah, that's a concern right now. That's the biggest concern.
Yeah.
Patriots, they are last in their division. Should probably be their concern in terms of on paper. So, Seattle. Seahawks concern. Geno's not able to repeat his success from last year. I think that's kind of one of the biggest concerns. Obviously, you have to worry about health because you drafted another running back in Charbonnet. You got to hope that one of them is healthy, whether it's Kenneth Walker or him. And then optimism. I know JSN is hurt right now, but he'll be back. I think your wide receiver core is insane. Like Lockett, DK Metcalf, and JSN. I think you're going to be just fine. But yeah, no, I think the Seahawks, room for optimism is you're in a weaker division and you really only have to contend with the 49ers.
Yeah. I think another optimistic thing for Seattle is it doesn't feel like anybody in the division got significantly better. And Maybe the Rams are better if Matthew Stafford is healthy, plays the full season, but like that's a winnable division still if you're Seattle, even with the 49ers there. But
Yeah, absolutely.
Jets, optimism.
Aaron Rodgers.
You've got Aaron Rodgers, and he genuinely seems to love being there.
Yes, he does.
It's a version of Aaron Rodgers I don't know if we've ever seen. So I don't know if that's good or bad if you're the Jets. Like, doesn't Aaron Rodgers play his best when he hates everybody around him? Not his players. He always loves his players, but like,
Give it 7 weeks.
he's the spite guy. He plays better with spite. My concern is that he loves being in New York too much, and he'll be content if, they don't win. Like, he's just happy that he's happy about football again. That scares me.
O-line should scare the crap out of you. I mean, again, I think it's overplayed how bad they are, but like, it is a concern.
Yeah.
It is a concern. Brees Hall might be ready for week 1. So.
Steelers, Tom.
Why the Buccaneers? Why do you keep skipping?
I like to go like this. Down to the left, down to the right.
So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers,
do it like a book. Think outside the box for once.
The Buccaneers, optimism. I mean, Baker Mayfield might actually be solid, and while I don't think your team's gonna blow anybody away, you could still win the division theoretically. So there's that concern. It's just Baker Mayfield's not going to be your guy going forward, and like a rebuild is occurring / is going to happen imminently.
I'll say this. It is a great year to not be good in the NFL because even if you don't get Caleb Williams, you've got Drake May and you've got a handful of other QBs who could change your franchise. Pittsburgh Steelers, optimism, everything. Pickett looks like he's ready to be better. Pickens could have a breakout year. TJ Watt, if he stays healthy, that defense still one of the best in the league. Just feels like they're a solid football team. Like they don't have any glaring holes. I think their offensive line is better. Give it a month. We'll see we'll see what their weaknesses are, but Steelers fans, I feel like, are optimistic, and I think they're just kind of a sneaky good team.
Agreed. Did you say the concerns?
Sneaky good.
I'm sorry. Did you say concerns?
Steelers' concern is that Kenny Pickett is not as good as he looked in the preseason.
That's fair.
So once he has, play full on starting defenses and whatever, people will say, yeah, Matt Canada, but
I can see them being like a 10-7 team and missing the playoffs this year.
Ooh, yeah, sure.
Because the AFC is just so stacked. Commanders, you're positive. You're free. That's free. That's the best part. Concern, if you bought Washington football team gear and Commanders gear, you're probably gonna have to buy it again. But like the obvious concern is like Chase Young doesn't return back to form, and that defense is not as good as you had hoped it'd be because you invested a lot into it. So I would say that's the big one. I mean, QB Sam Howell, even if Sam Howell's bad, is okay. You know what I mean? Like just go get another QB. So I mean, I saw that they sold it out. Like there's optimism for Commanders fans. So I feel like even if they're really bad this year, as long as they show some promise in certain areas that they can build the team around, they're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, they invested $40 million to make improvements on the worst stadium in the NFL. My Broncos, with our Walmart money, spent $100 million on a pretty good stadium. So,
Yep. All right, finish up the Titans, Perna.
Tennessee, optimism. Nobody's talking about you. I think that's always a good thing. I think your defense is going to be very good. I think DeAndre Hopkins is going to be utilized by Ryan Tannehill. There's no rush to start Will Levis. So I just think they're a solid football team in a winnable division. We keep forgetting about them. Ryan Tannehill is both the reason you're optimistic and concerned a little bit. Mm-hmm. We've seen him play very well. We've seen him throw too many picks. Last year, though, I think you saw how much better he was than any other option they had at quarterback. I don't know if that's true with Will Levis, but they were not the same team when he was not playing. They got Derrick Henry, who just defies all logic every year. So concern.
DeAndre
You're a
Hopkins,
good
and
football
Julio
team,
Jones.
and still Ryan Tannehill isn't good enough to make you a great football team.
Yeah. And well, I mean, that's what I said, right? You signed DeAndre Hopkins, but
Yeah.
how far are you going to go with that squad?
Yeah.
So interesting times. We did it, Perna.
Bam.
What do you got coming out today, buddy?
I don't know if I even have a video for today. I think I'll have a short. I'm working on power rankings, and I'm working out on a video for Wednesday. It's just taking all my time because fucking Will went to Ireland, so I have no help writing. Barks finished 2016. I could post that today, but I think I'm going to save it because shit's about to get crazy. So maybe a short.
Okay.
Just go sub to Jess's YouTube channel, my wife. She's so close to getting monetized.
Let's go.
Jess Brain. Subscribe to Jess Brain on YouTube. Please. If she breaks 4,000 subs today, I am getting so laid. What?
So pregnancy is in the air potentially.
We'll see. We'll see when that happens.
Let's go, baby. Yes. And then, did you get 1,000 likes?
1,000 likes for my foot? No, we're at 297 likes.
Fair.
Nobody wants to see my injured foot.
Come on, guys. I got AFC South dropping today. Every NFL fan's reaction to the offseason dropping today. Coach finale is going to drop at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know, man. I have not stopped working for like a week so I'm dead. I'm dead inside. I recorded Power Ranking. That's coming out tomorrow. They'll finish the AFC tomorrow, but yeah, just the coach is going to have it this season. I had it written out. I just don't have time. So it's every fan. Sorry. Maybe I'll release it on Saturday, but yeah, that's just
a lot.
Yeah. I think there's 3 videos dropping tomorrow. I think there's 3 videos dropping on Wednesday. I think there's at least 2 dropping on Thursday.
Wow.
You just fine. But it's fine. We're going to do it. It's freaking fracking football season. I just need to freaking finish, coach. Let's go.
Yeah. 318 likes, 320 likes. Nobody wants to see my injured foot. Thank you.
Within the hour, every NFL fans will be out.
Bam.
So I woke up early to film
forget.
it.
Use our damn code at Underdog Fantasy. Please, GPS. Take advantage of that mystery pick'em. Do it.
But folks, thank you so much for... Oh my God, I got an interview on Wednesday too. But folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grassy. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated.
What job are you interviewing for?
No, it's not a job. I'm on a podcast right before GPS. It's a wrestling podcast.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's a big